Hello, class. Welcome back. It is week 1 of 7th grade science for, week 1 of the rest of the year, if you want to put it that way. But hey, it's Mr. Shrum. How are you doing? It was good to talk to the few of you that I did talk to. It's good to hear you're doing well, but bored. That's what most people are saying. Yeah, teachers are bored too. A little bit. But here we go. Let's try to learn something with distance learning. Yeah, it's okay so far. So this week, it's a welcome back week, trying to get into our new schedule of distance learning. Monday through Thursdays, we'll focus on the module material provided by the school district. But Fridays, I kind of want to mix it up. Add a little spice, keep it a little interesting. But the main setup is every day I'm going to release a video or presentation, hopefully around noon, maybe later. It's fine. And then I'll have Zoom tutoring or office hours between 2 and 2:30. So you only need to come to that if you have questions. If you don't have questions, don't come. Yeah, it's simple as that. If you think it's boring, then don't call me on Zoom. That's fine. But the module we will be learning about is all about weather. This is a pretty cool picture, taken off the coast of Portugal. It's a lightning shot of a thunderstorm rolling in. The big question that we're trying to answer is, how are weather conditions created? Our goal is to use evidence and data to show how the motions and interactions of air masses result in changes in weather conditions. Now, what does that mean? It really just means we're going to look at graphs and other materials to see if we understand what they're saying and whether what they're saying can help us learn about the weather and how it changes. But before all that, I just wanted to ask you about your experience. What's some of the craziest weather you have seen in person? My family, on my dad's side, lives in Missouri. So when we were on our way back from Thanksgiving, I think, it's an 8-hour drive. So it started out pretty sunny, but as the day went along, the clouds got darker and darker, and you could see it rolling in very slowly. Until all of a sudden, there's a tornado about a mile behind us, and it chased us basically all the way to Oklahoma. And that's not a very fun activity. Yeah, I would not recommend getting in the path of a tornado. But if you've lived outside of Oklahoma, tell me what you've experienced. Yeah, tornadoes are pretty common around here. The nice thing about the weather is it's pretty easy to make observations and notice certain things just by going outside. One of the first things you probably do every morning is see how cold it is or how hot it is. It'll determine what clothes you're wearing and probably what you're going to do throughout the day. Should I stay inside more? If it's raining, maybe it's nice out. I'll go outside. But right now, be an observer. What's the weather like today? Go outside, open a window, and write down as many notes as you can. And don't be like cliche or boring and say, oh, it's good weather, bad weather. Try to use more descriptive language. And get creative if you want. It's not really any rules. But pay attention to temperature. How does the air feel? Is it dry? Is it kind of humid? Is it raining? Snowing? Be descriptive. And then find a TV program, radio station, or an app on your phone that gives a weather report. Write down anything it tells you about the weather. And you may not know some words, and that's totally cool, because that's what we're learning about. So here we go. Like I said, weather, severe weather like tornadoes, hurricanes even, they can affect our lives, like this coronavirus is affecting our lives. It can change the way we live. You know, hurricane can affect coastal living. My family also lives in Florida, and they have to deal with tropical storms all the time. Tornado, people have tornado shelters. We practice as a society. So you just have to prepare for these things. Like what is the weather, right? Like what's going on? Weather describes the atmosphere over a short period of time. So it's kind of like a mood. We describe ourselves having moods. Like, I'm in a bad mood today. I'm such a great mood today. And weather is like the atmosphere's mood at any time, right now. But climate, on the other hand, describes the atmosphere over a long period of time. So it's kind of like the atmosphere's personality. You know, we describe our personality, what we're like over the long period of time, over the long course of our lives. Day to day, your mood may change, but you're not changing as a person day to day necessarily. It's a little different. So hopefully that helps you figure out what weather is and climate is. But what changes weather? What causes all this variation? The hint is on the screen. It's the sun. The sun kind of sets everything in motion. The sun's rays are absorbed differently by land and water. So if you've ever gone swimming before, the pool water remains cool, right? It's cold. But the cement around the pool heats up pretty quickly. And same on the beach. Hot sand versus very cold water. And this differential warming, especially at the large scale, it causes changes in temperature, pressure, and that varies between air masses. Think of air mass as just a giant amount of air in the atmosphere hovering over the Earth. So local weather impacts daily lives, our daily lives. And that's all because of large global patterns in the atmosphere caused by a mix of solar radiation, sunlight, right? Earth's large oceans, large bodies of water, large areas of land, and the way the Earth moves around in space. And here's a picture of air mass. It's a volume of air defined by its temperature and water vapor content. They can cover hundreds or thousands of square miles. Colder air masses are called polar. They're the bluish ones towards the North Pole and South Pole, if you look at the picture. And near the equator in the tropics, there are warmer air masses, and these are called tropical. If you look at the picture, they're the red ones. So warmer and cooler air masses. These are 5 components of weather. Temperature, how hot or cold the atmosphere is. Atmospheric pressure, how much pressure there is on the atmosphere exerting on the Earth. Wind, which way is the wind blowing, and how fast is the wind blowing. Humidity. Humidity is the amount of water in the air. So if it's humid, you're kind of sweating a lot. If it's really warm, if it's warm and dry, you're not necessarily sweating all that much. It's the air feels like it has less water. And then of course precipitation. Is it raining, snowing, how much snow, how much rain, stuff along those lines. And meteorologists use these characteristics and their knowledge of processes to predict the weather, at least in the short term. And I think we'll stop right there for today. We'll talk about temperature tomorrow and other characteristics, but I hope that serves as a short introduction to this module, the weather module. And I hope you guys stay safe. Take your time. Don't stress about this stuff. And if you have any questions, email me. And that's about it. Okay. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.